So I vomited a bunch of blood taking Advil, and I had no idea that's what was happening. Unfortunately, I went out to eat for a couple days. My stomach was bloated way, way out, and I vomited. I didn't even know it was blood. It was dry blood. It was the most scariest thing I ever went through in my life. I thought I was going to die. I ended up calling the doctor and went to the doctor. They checked me out and said, "I'm sorry, don't know how you drove here by yourself. You were getting admitted immediately because I lost a ton of blood." Well, I didn't realize that it was blood because it was dry blood. Not to be graphic, it looked like dried coffee grinds. And it was the most horrible thing. I pray that nobody goes through this. But if you are or have gone through something like this, I would like to hear from you. And please put a comment down below because I'm hoping that this reaches people and helps them understand certain things as to what we're eating, what we're taking, and what things can happen to you if you don't pay attention. With that said, I was in the hospital with two IVs in me. I think I stressed my parents out immensely because they didn't know if I had stomach cancer or I had an ulcer. Thank God I didn't have any of that. What I did have, and they found out, was a ring, and I had a hiatal hernia. There's a few reasons for that. I kept having acid reflux, and I didn't realize it was acid reflux because I had never had that before and didn't know. I've heard of it, but I didn't know that's what it was. So I kept taking Advil after Advil. Okay. I'm also a balloon artist. So I was mouth inflating balloons, the twisting balloons, okay, that create a lot of pressure that created my hiatal hernia. And that's why I kept getting sick and not feeling well. With that said, my story is kind of unique, okay, but it's not unique in the same token as many people have a hiatal hernia and many people also have this issue called acid reflux. So they told me that if I did not get on Nexium, okay, that I would potentially develop stomach cancer and other things. So I listened and I said, okay, the doctors know best. And I listened to them. I got on Nexium. I was on that medication for 10 years. Okay. I went to the dentist and I had an x-ray. They said to me, wow, for your age, you have a lot of bone loss. Okay. And they were showing me what the x-rays, and I was really kind of freaking out about it. I said, wow. So I started Googling, okay, and realizing and doing my own due diligence, I need to get off this medication because every medication has a side effect. It's a poison, okay? So some of the side effects of that medication is bone loss and is kidney stuff. So I started this quest of my wellness journey, and then I ended up finding some ginger and turmeric at Whole Foods. It helped me a little bit, okay, but not perfectly. Then I found something else that led to something else that led to me where I am today of this high-end ginger, turmeric, and muscadine I started taking, okay, like no other. What happened was the first time in 15 years living in Boston, I had some clam chowder. And I would always have acid reflux eating clam chowder, okay, because it's made with heavy cream and butter, potatoes, clams, and I couldn't believe I ate it and I didn't feel bad. I had no acid reflux. I was blown away. That was one great thing that happened. After that, I started endorsing the ketogenic diet. Of course, clam chowder is not on that. Okay. So, with this said, I met some interesting people that were naturopathics, and they shared with me a lot of different amazing things. And they spoke to me over and over about that your digestion, your gut, your inflammation are always telling you what's going on with your body. Okay. And learn to understand that there's nothing wrong if you need medication or you need this or need that, but understanding that most doctors are only trained very little in the world of nutrition, it makes no sense. Okay. And I started doing my due diligence and realizing the Industrial Revolution, they started feeding the cows grains. We all know there's grass fed, and people prefer that all over now. Why? Because it's gotten people sick. And that's the way it's supposed to work. Okay. We should be eating grass fed meat products. Then in the 90s, they introduced the GMOs and people got sicker and sicker. I started doing my due diligence and doing research from the people that I was working with, going to websites like pubmed.gov. I suggest you write it down and check it out. Punching in diseases from 1990 till 2026, things like diabetes, things like high blood pressure, things like Crohn's disease, many things. Every single disease that I punched into that website, I did my due diligence and looked it up. as I'm telling you to do your due diligence, watching this and or being part of this wellness quest. And it was through the roof, the percentage that had went up of different diseases. We're talking some of them were 1,000% plus from 1990. Why I was told that is, and it made sense to me from doing that research, okay? And that's why I tell you do your own research. It really explained to me that the food had changed and people were getting sicker. When I was a kid, there was no menu at the restaurant that said gluten free or gluten allergies. Why? It didn't exist. People are sicker today than ever, okay? And we wonder why. So my story is unique in one regard, but it's also not unique, okay, as I said. And through this of getting my every day, it's a struggle with the health thing. It is, it's work, it's tracking, it's paying attention because my body's letting me know, as your body's letting you know when you pay attention. When you do this wellness survey, which was created by about 500 naturopathic doctors that I've learned to do again, it kind of speaks to you. It goes through hard tissue, soft tissue, sugar, and digestion. It's all about tracking, okay? And when we track, okay, we can see the different results within 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days, 6 months, and a year, okay? And we all go out to eat sometimes. We all eat the wrong food sometimes, and sometimes we have reactions to that. We have to listen to that and listen to our body because, again, our body's always letting us know what's going on. And if you are driving your automobile, as I always said, over a bunch of nails, if you don't take the nails out of the tire, you're going to get a flat tire. It's common sense. You must take the nail out, patch the hole up, and fill it back up with air. That is your gut, your digestion. And again, from the foods that were the GMOs in them that have we're not eating, let's say at times, grass fed, okay? We're taking vaccinations, we're taking medications and things like that. These are all poisons. I'm not telling you not to do any of that. I'm just explaining to you what you need to do to offset some of the damage it does and how to keep that going. I was speaking to somebody today, earlier today, about their stepmom, and the stepmom has low, what was it? Not, they needed calcium because they have low blood pressure. And that's why I told her. And she said, well, I didn't know that. I said, yes. When you have high blood pressure, it's magnesium. Now, it doesn't work like medication. You have to have it absorbing it, this nutrition. Our nutrition in our food has all gone downwards because the way things are grown, okay, as well. So if you're not paying attention to your nutrition and your labels, and then your body, because of the damage it's done in the gut, okay, because it's not absorbing, okay, because of the things, the environment, the food, the medications, the vaccinations that stay in you, you're not getting it to get to the root cause of it, to use and to use the nutrition properly. It's blocked. So the way we deal with that and address that is by tracking and taking this high impact ginger, turmeric, muscadine seed oil, muscadine, and a few other things too. Because when we get that right, when you do eat better quality foods and or nutrition, it's actually going to work. Otherwise, it doesn't work, and that's why it doesn't work like medication. So we had a wonderful wellness quest, which is complimentary, by the way. If you're watching this YouTube station, please put a message down below or DM us. And we love you to be on the next one. The more the merrier. We all share things, and we're all learning from this quest and keeping each other on track to help us be healthier and make better choices, but also educate. I'm constantly educating myself. Recently, on this particular quest, I decided to look more into paleo and bounce paleo into keto, and there's reasons for that. Again, this was my wellness quest, but as I started this YouTube station, but it's all about my team members here as well that we want to share with everybody on your wellness quest as well. And I'm just going through my story of how I got started with this and what it did for me and kind of blew my mind and opened my mind up to understanding how things work and how I can help you guys as well with your wellness quest and your wellness questions. Again, I'm not a doctor, not trying to make claims. By the way, my name is Steve Klein, and this is my Wellness Quest station. And this is all about my folks that have joined on this Muscadine Core Momentum Wellness Quest team that's complimentary. And we love to share with you and also recommend to you what we're doing and how we're using it and why, and just educating you and let you decide as to what you see fit and how you see things working. But I'm a true believer. It's not about lab-made things. It's about the most natural, most potent things to help us get right and to help us, like I said, absorb and have the blood flow and get the inflammation down, working on digestion. So we're always tracking and making sure that we see and understand because it's always each day is different. Like I had went off of keto, went back on keto for this challenge. Many things happened within 2 months where I was going to the bathroom a lot. Okay, on the changeover, or if I ate something like I wasn't salting my food on this challenge, then all of a sudden
Take
something
that.
else happened. I was getting itchy. I started salting my food. I wasn't itchy anymore. Okay. So there's many little things. So whatever questions you have,
Hey, I'll take that. I'll
always
take that.
always ask everybody, okay? And also let's share and let's see how we can all improve ourselves to always educate ourselves to understand exactly how natural healing works and how we can work together to educate each other and also how we can commit to our wellness and accountability as you guys are all doing by being here and also watching this YouTube station and keeping it going even afterwards as well. And you guys have done a great job on this wellness quest. I'm proud of all you guys. And there's been some great questions and great things happening. And lots of other people who are just visiting here as well have had a lot of questions as well. And it's been great to keep us all on track as well. And we hope that you find all this helpful and motivating to stay, on this station watching it and also joining the next wellness quest. I'm going to remove my pin and talk to everybody now in the challenge and or visiting. As we close this challenge, we're going to be closing it. Tomorrow's the last day, and just want to know how everybody did, any questions they have, and or any comments, and we'll wrap it up. But it was great. So first, I'll start with Sean. She's in Canada, and there she is. She does have cancer. She's going through that. She's a fighter and a trooper. And Sean, just take it away. Any questions, comments? What the challenge did for you is the biggest thing on this challenge, and what you want to work on after the challenge.
Um, yeah, thanks, Steve. Um, yeah, I just wanted to touch on something you were talking about you throwing up blood. Um, Back in probably May, April, May of last year, I
Mm-hmm.
went through a period where um I was on naproxen and I've been on it since January
Mm-hmm.
and pain. And I came went through this time where I couldn't eat much. I'd start gagging, and there's only a few things that I could eat, like crackers, pickles, and cheese, which is kind of one of my favorite snacks.
Nice.
Um,
Also good.
and yeah,
Okay.
but like porridge, rolled oats, couldn't do it. Bananas couldn't do it. Yogurt couldn't do it. And there was one night where um I started throwing up and I started throwing up blood.
Yeah,
And it totally scared me and my sister.
I bet.
And so we called the doctor the next day because it was like 10 o'clock at night. And so they took me off naproxen, put me on this pantoprazole. Well, through that, just from you talking about that, I thought, hmm, I've been on that now for close to a year. How
Mhm.
long should I actually take it for? And so I
Right,
just Googled it on my computer and it said up to 8 weeks.
right. Not a year. A year is like I was on 10 years, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, then I come looking through it and it says, where is it? Um, talking about fractures of the bone.
Hmm.
Well, that's what I just had.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It says,
That's a side effect, you mean?
yeah.
Oh
It
boy.
says pantoprazole is very good at relieving and hiding serious stomach symptoms, which may make you think you don't need a physician.
Yeah.
Long-term use of pantoprazole has also been associated with vitamin B12 deficiency,
Hmm.
low magnesium, calcium, iron, or vitamin C levels, and an increased risk of fractures of the hip, wrist, or spine.
Wow.
So I'm gonna talk to um my doctor when she comes in on Tuesday, my family practitioner, and on Friday I have a follow-up for my MRI that I got done this past Friday with the doctor at the cancer clinic in Nanaimo. So because I don't want to be on it anymore. It's going to cause me more fractures.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad when you started telling me about your throwing up, I just sort of
It
recollected
triggered it. Yeah.
what I've been going through this past year. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
That
but
medication's serious. It's serious stuff.
yeah, yeah, it is.
If I threw up
And
before the medication, it was the Advil that did
right,
it to me. Yeah.
right, yeah. And so, and of course, then they took me off my ivermectin that I'd been using
Mhm.
and all this other stuff because they were thinking that it could possibly cause that too. So, and I was dealing with a lot of hair loss too.
Right.
Um, but yeah, so it was a scary time for me. So had mainly been drinking bone broth and eating Jello for
Right.
weeks. So it was not great. But
Right.
as for this challenge, I'm getting back to basics. I've been taking my getting home support to make me up my um nutrition drink of Galaxy Live, and in the mornings I get them put some zinc in it.
Yeah.
Then I haven't been doing the fuel only because just with what's going on, I'm like,
Sure.
I don't want to do too much.
Sure.
But I'm doing my silver gel and using that on certain things. I have some different wounds and stuff that I'm
Right.
dealing with as well. So, but
Right.
yeah, so doing my steps as much as I can right now. Since even the MRI, it's been really sore.
Hmm.
Even just walking or standing. So I'm only getting up a few times a day. So I definitely have to also work on my water as well. But
Yeah.
because I'm not moving so much, um, I'm not drinking as much.
Right.
So,
Right. Well, having your
but
situation is not as easy to get things down. I know that as I dealt with several people that had cancer. So I know you're doing
yeah,
the best you can do. It's tough, but you're doing
yeah,
it, and hats off to you. You're doing great.
yeah.
So,
And I'm doing my ginger and turmeric or ginger and muscadine. I'm not
good.
taking turmeric right now. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so,
Good.
but doing what I can. So, yeah.
Great job. You're checking it. You got your check-ins and all that. Okay.
Uh, yeah, I'm all
Good.
set up, and then I'll do the last one this coming week.
Excellent. Yep. The last one, the final one. Awesome. Good job. Jay, I'll get you in 1 minute. I'm going to Alan next. Okay. Alan, I'm just going in order here. I asked to unmute you. How you doing?
Hey,
How was this challenge for you? And any last comments and or what you want to work on after the challenge is over before the next challenge on like ongoing. What's one of your goals?
I'm not sure what my goals would be.
Okay. I thought it was to bulk up a little bit since you're
Yeah,
underweight.
yeah, I've just been working on creating a what we call like a diet or whatever to just
Yes.
get to start eating healthier than what I
Yes.
normally would eat.
And for the folks, Alan, I don't think we did it with you either. A lot of folks did the wellness evaluations a long time ago. We didn't do them this time. That's why I started talking about that in the beginning of this quest. And this is the last part I'm talking about. So if we haven't, call me. Let's make a time to do that because it brings it back to that focus of what you want to work on. And we got to track everything. Like we do the Juva tracker as well on the challenge, but then that one on the, hard tissue, soft tissue, sugar and digestion, which is all about your body telling you what you really need, right? What we're talking about. And you look at it, it makes sense. And then you can really focus on that and know what to focus on.
Yeah.
Was there something else that you were going to say?
No.
Okay, awesome. Are you checking in okay?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, Jay, I'm going to ask you to unmute you. And how is this challenge for you? And what is your goal after the challenge is over to work on and or focus on and or what did anything on this challenge like really help you?
I think this is my fifth challenge. I'm not even sure. I lost track
Yeah,
of how
it's
many.
it's an ongoing thing, our health, right?
But I think I've done the best on this one, even though I did all
Good.
the same things, but I think it's taking more effect now. But when you were talking about medicines and so on, so it was like a year ago, January, they said I had diabetes and they put me on metformin
Oh
and I
yeah.
was on it 3 days and I felt terrible. And you do have to listen to your body. And I went to my doctor and he said, "Oh yeah, get off it." But also then he sent me to the diabetes doctor and she wanted to put me on insulin. And I read the medical literature all the time and I know that would kill me. Especially because I don't really have diabetes. What I have is insulin resistance, which comes
Right.
before diabetes. Diabetes is an after effect of insulin resistance. And so with insulin resistance, if they give you insulin, it's like giving an alcoholic alcohol. It's very bad for you.
Yeah.
And so it's a good thing I didn't do that. But what I found, I got on the blood glucose monitor, which is a very good thing for me because it gives you data. I'm a data person, and so
Yeah.
I could tell what was working. I actually what I realized with it is that when my body was telling me something, that the meter agreed with me. And that was good for me because other than that, you tend to listen to the doctors, right? So the meter was telling me like, "Oh, you're right. Your sugar's going up, when your feet start to get cold." But usually my feet aren't cold.
Yeah.
But if I eat something wrong, they'll get cold, right? So I'm
Or your
fortunate
lack
that
of magnesium when they're cold too.
yeah,
Mhm.
well, and so I'm not sure if I told you last week about magnesium, but if you take boil water and pour it into a cup and let it sit for 10 minutes in the cup and then put 2 bay leaves into it and then let it sit for 10 minutes and then drink it as tea. Don't eat the leaves because you're not supposed
Right.
to eat them, but
Right.
because they're hard for your body, they can cut you or whatever. But you can have the flavoring and you can put it in your soups and stews and stuff
Yep.
too. But it's very high in magnesium and
Yes.
other things that turn on your mitochondria when you
Yes.
do it that way, where you wait for the 10
Right.
minutes before you put them in. So, and doing that made a huge difference. And I also was taking I have magnesium already, but most of what they tell you to take, they don't tell you to take enough.
Right.
And,
Well, again, it goes back to the absorption and the getting that whole gut thing straight. When we get that cleaned up, you actually don't have to take as much nutrition as what people take because when we get the inflammation down, we get the blood flowing, absorption, then it works right. So that's great.
but they kept telling me those things, but then they tested me and like my blood, like I didn't have any thing blocking my veins and arteries. They did some test and the score was 4 zeros, and that's the best you can do. And it tells them that I'm probably not going to have any heart issues.
Hmm.
And I said, "Thank you,
Great.
thank you, God." But all these tests keep coming out fine. So it really has to do with insulin resistance. So I've, of course,
Yeah.
been increasing my reading on that
Yeah.
insulin resistance. And
Yeah.
I did find out I was correct when I remember I told you I thought it was caused by my electrical trauma. And now the research since 2014 is saying electrical trauma causes that
Hmm.
problem with the pancreas.
Hmm.
So I do know, well, I like Tony Pantalleresco on many things. He has a really good thing on cancer too, for people that were talking about cancer,
Hmm.
he has really good things like for your food, what you can do. Sometimes he's a little off on things, and as he's gone on, he's become more refined or whatever. He's not as crude or whatever as he was in the beginning when he started, but he was always accurate on his science. Everything I checked on his science, I found in the medical literature to be correct.
Awesome.
And but I I've been losing weight this time more. Oh, and I was going to say that on the insulin resistance, I found that a low age diet, AGE, which
Yeah.
has to do with glycation or something
Yeah.
like that. And but what I found out when I looked up what is in that diet, it's actually the things that I'm already eating that make me feel well.
Yeah. I
So
think for that diet, because I think I have the same issue, and that's where I've been going. There was a couple of things that Roxanne asked, but there was things that she's not here. She's on an event right now, but there was things that I know for myself as well I needed, and that's why I'm doing between keto and paleo now because it's better for people who are insulin resistance, and I think that's
mhm.
what we needed. And there's a couple things that I might not to interrupt you, but it might be something for you to look at. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's
I think that I'm doing more keto type things as well,
or
and I think that
paleo might be the best.
check the paleo. Okay, I'll check that out because when we tell each other these things and we try them, you can tell in your body if you feel
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
And my doctor is
Basically, the
absolutely
paleo,
thrilled.
yeah, the paleo in shortness is a little more fruits, and it might be some more like sweet potatoes, right? That's a
Oh,
carb, right? For the insulin and things like that, squash, things like that. But doing it with the right stuff, not the bad stuff. Not the
and
general potatoes and rice and pasta, uh, which is not good, and bread.
yeah, then I can have the red lentil, 100% red lentil pasta from
Yeah,
Barilla,
yeah.
and that's fine for me. And I also have been using oatmeal that is made, it's non-GMO, but in addition to that, it doesn't have glyphosate in it,
Uh-huh.
and whole grain.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it's
good.
excellent in that it doesn't, like, I put that together with a protein mix that I use, like with what your things are,
Mm.
and I put that together. I don't put much oatmeal in, and I put it with uh A2 milk, which is
Yeah. Yeah.
grass-fed milk.
Yes, that's the best. Yes, best cows with that. I've been recommending that too. Yep.
Like the milk that I've had as when I was a kid,
Yes, that's the
because
best version.
I grew up in Dairy
Yes,
County, and it's really excellent
yes,
milk. I mean, when people don't like milk, they probably would like that, But
yes,
anyway, so I
yes.
put
They
that
use it a lot
together,
in India.
and
Hmm.
it didn't raise my blood sugar level at all. But
Yeah.
I also put it when I make my banana bread. I told you I make banana bread, and I use 2 bananas, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't put sugar. And I use the rest of the recipes kind of the same. I use olive oil instead of butter, but sometimes I use butter. But my family likes it better with the olive oil.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but I use that oatmeal instead of flour. But even when I don't use regular flour anyway. I usually use nut flour. So when I use nut flour or when I use this particular oatmeal, I could have a piece and it didn't raise my blood sugar at all,
Very good.
at all. So I was stayed completely in range this week. So that's great news. And
Excellent.
what I'm going to concentrate on after this is
Yeah.
reducing stress because I have a lot of
Right.
stress in my life, and part of that is from not having enough money, which is most of the country
Right.
today, and
Right.
but also to just keep doing the research on this insulin resistance because I
Mhm.
think most of the people that they're saying have diabetes, there's 5 kinds of diabetes they have now. So if your medicine isn't working before they raise it up, make sure they check which of the 5 you have so
Yeah.
that they give you the right
Yeah.
medicines.
So we got to be careful about all the things you're saying. Just be careful on this call. We're just talking. That's your thing, but we can't tell people that they need to. If they're on medicine, they have to get to their doctor and just check it. That's not for
Oh
us.
yeah.
Yeah.
I always check with my doctor, and I should say that
Right.
I do check with the doctor,
We're
and
not, we're not giving any
my doctor,
advice. That's what I'm trying to
yeah,
say. No advice.
my doctor is thrilled. He took me off all prescriptions. I'm not on any prescriptions, and he says that I'm doing really well. But you have
Good.
to go with what your doctor says, and
Correct.
you have to find a doctor that matches
Yeah.
how you think about things, because not
Yeah.
everybody thinks like I do. Some people would
Yeah.
just assume they want insulin or whatever. But
Yeah.
insulin is the wrong thing for me, and my doctor agrees with that. So,
Yeah. So what do you go to work on?
well, I think reducing stress, like those, you
Okay.
gave that seminar
Yep.
on reducing
Yep.
stress, the breathing and the other things, that was very helpful to me, and I'm going to
Good.
work on that.
Good. Feel free to
Yeah.
review that too, or anybody else has stress. That's the video is in the YouTube station, and keep subscribed. And again, thanks for that sharing that information. The you can send me the information on the tea leaf thing. I'm gonna share that with somebody that
Oh,
was
okay.
asking about it, and we'll go from there. And then the other thing I just want to track on, that's great about your journey, Jay. But let me get to one more thing. You're checking in on time and everything, right? You have another check-in and the two last check-ins for tomorrow, okay? And I'll go through that with you,
Oh,
Jay.
okay. Okay.
And then also, we should probably do a health survey with you as well. We haven't done one in a long time.
Okay. I know I keep saying I should do that with you, but
Yeah, we will.
it,
We
wait,
will.
okay.
We will. Awesome.
Just call.
Now, also, I just muted you. Also, I that's working for Jay, but I choose not to do any kind of wheat and any kind of any of that because the doctors that saved my life said stay away from all that, the ones I'm working with. So I don't do any of that, but that works for some people. But for the gut stuff and keto especially, none of that. I don't touch that because it just doesn't work well. Okay. Anyway, Steve. How are you doing, Season Delaware? Have people coming and going today? And I asked to unmute you, Steve. How is this challenge? What did you get out of it? And what did you want to work on for between now and the next challenge?
Well, like I said, I've been trying to, start, taking some more of the supplements. I was before I was taking the Live and the
Mm-hmm.
NutriHD,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been taking like the Galaxy and the Zing. I've still
Good.
been taking.
Are you doing your ginger and
Um,
turmeric and muscadine? That's going to absorb all your nutrition you're taking.
I take the turmeric. I take sometime. I mix it with uh, like if I'm having some kind of uh, usually if I'm having some kind of
You open up the
dessert or
capsules,
something.
you mean?
Yeah, I open the capsules
Okay.
and
Good.
and I mix it with
Good.
something because I don't really like I don't like a lot of hot drinks.
Yeah.
I drink a lot of cold drinks, so I don't like the teas and stuff. That's the only
Sure.
problem.
Sure.
And I have trouble trying to find some ginger and mix something with.
Sure.
So
Yeah, well, there's different
I,
concoctions we can get together and talk about that. But taking the ginger and turmeric and muscadine daily will help everything else. That's like the priority to get us right in terms of what your body's telling you, right? Those are that's why that's our focus, you know what I'm saying? But that's great. Keep up the good work on that. And what else are you working on and or any other questions that you have?
no, I want to get together with you and do the health,
Sure. We'll do that then.
sometime. So yeah,
Message me, we'll schedule that. That'll be great. And two more check-ins, and tomorrow's the last day. Great job, Steve.
seems to go by so quick.
It did 9
Uh,
weeks. Yep, yep, they did. They're looking at either doing 3 9-week ones during the year or doing four that are like 6 weeks. I kind of suggested, but we'll see what happens. But we're gonna in between, like I said, subscribe to the YouTube station. I'll be doing some lives on here, some other things in between, and I'm always available to do those health evaluations, health surveys, whatever we call them, and keep us all on track. But it is good we take a break and come back to. I think that it's always good. There's always different things to work on, right? So. Good
okay,
stuff.
thank you.
Thank you. I think this is Walter. I'm just asked to unmute you. I'm not sure. And I've had people coming and going. And just asked to unmute you again. If you want to say something, I don't know who that is. Okay. Lucy's visiting again. I just asked to unmute you. If you have any questions.
Hi, Steve.
Lucy, how you
Sorry.
doing?
I was able to get on a little bit later. I'm sorry. I usually pick up my daughter from work, so I can't make sometimes the opening parts, but I usually try to get on by the end.
Perfect. Glad you're
Yeah.
here. Thank you for sharing
Yeah.
that, Jay. I know that you've been visiting, still you started your new job, and I know that you want to get with me and get some stuff in your system.
Yeah.
In the meantime, did you have any questions on this quest? Anything that you heard so far? As you've been pretty good about attending our Zooms, so I hope that the next one you can
Yeah.
join.
It's pretty inspiring. I like to hear the different people and their journey, and I think that that helps me get inspired and want to stay on track, when I do start everything. So it's
Yeah.
good we have this like weekly check-ins.
Yes.
It keeps everybody on track, kind of keeps you accountable in a
Yes.
way.
Yes.
So
And
I
this is the
like that
last
part
one
of
of,
it.
yeah, this is the last one of this, but I'm going to keep it going on my station, like I said. So make sure to subscribe and stuff, and I think you'll find it to be really helpful.
Yes, yes. I'm looking forward to the next one, Steve.
Oh, very good, very good. And we can get together and place your order whenever you're ready.
Yep.
I know you wanted to do that, so awesome stuff.
Yes. Thank you, Steve.
You're welcome. I'm just going to mute you. Brad, I know, is visiting again, and he's been on many challenges. And I don't know if there's anything you weren't in this challenge, so there may not be anything you really have to say. But was there any questions you had for me on this, and or anything you want to work on with your health in the in between?
Well, just continue on working with the depression that I've been working on for a while,
Right, right,
um, and always get benefit from that.
sure.
And then, of course, I don't know if you noticed, I mentioned about the AGEs is from a lot of cooking with high heat, especially
Yes,
things that have high sugar.
yes,
That's something good to Google.
yeah, for sure. Great, thank you for that. And with the depression, I'm just going to mute you. We all still want to use ginger turmeric and muscadine so we can absorb things. B vitamins, keto's great because there's no sugar in it. Okay, and magnesium slash Nutra HG that has some magnesium in it and it has some CBD in it is great for that as well. All right, Blanca, this is your first challenge as Astro Meet You. She's in California, and Blanca just placed her first order on products. And I asked her to meet you again. Hey, Blanca, how's everything going so far? And how did you enjoy this challenge? And were there,
Hi, everyone. Hi, Steve. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for inviting me. I know you've been doing it for quite a while. Finally gave in, and
yeah,
I'm
thank
glad
you
I
for coming
did.
in. Yes, enjoy it.
Just because like I said, I didn't take it as a challenge, but I took it more like learning the products of what you guys carry, the things that the miracles that I have done to many of the people who are here.
Hmm.
Just to hear real stories, really like inspire me to just like continue taking care of myself.
Right.
um so I just want to say thank you for that, and I wish everyone
Awesome.
the best. um and like I said, I am pretty active, like on doing my exercise. That was no challenge for me because I've been doing it for quite
You've
a
been
while, but
running,
just
right?
learning the products, and also like I said, I just placed the first order, and I just can't
Yes.
wait to try it out and just continue to take care of my health.
Yes. And you're jogging or are you walking? What are you doing?
Yes, no, I jog, and I been very consistent on it. I can do from like 5 miles to 10 miles a day. It's just depending how my day is like, but my goal is to do 5 miles every day. If not every other day, I might do 10 miles. But I am consistently walking and just like I said, keep being active. Um, I just got my results in. I got a physical done a couple of weeks ago. And sorry, my
Yes,
dog since I bark.
that's okay.
And so everything's good. I'm only lacking vitamin D, just a little bit. I'm
Right.
low on vitamin D. Everything else is great. But I see I don't want it to go bad. So this is why I want to jump in and other things that can help me not go on the bad side,
Right.
not get
Right.
diabetes and not get high cholesterol. So
Of course.
just to say keeping active and
How many miles a day are you running?
uh, 5 miles a day. And then if I don't, and I try to do 10 miles like in the weekend, like, but I don't do 10 miles on that one day. I might do five miles daily, and every other weekend I might do 10 miles,
Okay.
so Pretty much I am doing 25 to, let's see, it's five, yeah, 25 to 30, 35 miles.
Great. That's awesome. Amazing. Keep up the
Yeah.
and you look great. She looks like Charlie's Angels, you guys, don't you think? She looks great. Keep it going.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm glad you're in the challenge, Blanca. I hope you'll be in the next one and we can talk in the in between for sure.
Yes, definitely.
Awesome. And don't forget to check in the last two check-ins. I'll remind everybody.
All right. Thank you.
Sure. And then Donna. Donna's in Boston. This is our first challenge as well. And I just asked her to meet you, Donna. Hey, Donna, how's everything going? And how did you enjoy this challenge? And is there anything in particular you want to work on in the in-between between this one and the next one?
I need to work on stress in my life
Okay,
and sleep.
we'll work on that. No problem. Did you have any questions or did you was there anything in this challenge that really that you learned that you felt was helpful? Anything in particular?
Well, I always learn a lot. Um, like you, I had problems with taking over-the-counter medication.
Right.
In 2019,
Mm-hmm.
I went into ICU. I shut my organs down.
Oh, yes.
I had neck surgery,
Mm-hmm.
and I was so afraid of taking the pain medication. I was taking handfuls of Tylenol thinking it was safe,
Right.
which, you know, it wasn't.
No, this it's not right.
I shut my organs down.
Mm-hmm.
I got med flighted to Burlington.
Mm-hmm. Leahy Clinic.
Yep, the transplant center, because they were trying to save my organs.
Mm-hmm.
I spent a week in ICU,
Mm-hmm.
and I haven't taken an over-the-counter medication or a prescribed medication since.
Good. Good. Wow, I didn't know that story about you. That's unbelievable. Well, so okay, great. So this challenge, and thank you for sharing that. This challenge, you liked it. It's a new way of thinking, I know. Did we do your survey evaluation? I think we did, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Okay, perfect. I have it then. And we can, when you're ready, get you on some stuff to get things started. And that if there's any questions or anything you want to work on for the next challenge or the in between, let me know. And then don't forget the last two check-ins. Tomorrow's the last day, then we check in twice. We check in the last check-in, we make sure we did all our other check-ins, and there's a final check-in to ask other questions about the overall challenge. And then they tally up the points and stuff. And there's prizes too. Not everybody wins, but there's different prizes as well, which is always nice. So this is what this is all about. But any other questions, Donna, or anything there that you wanted to ask?
Um, Not really. It was my first time around, so
You
I
did
was kind
great.
of
You did
learning.
great. Yes,
And then my computer got hacked, and then I couldn't log
I
in.
know. But JuvaFit was great, and I messaged them, and they said they would give her full points. They knew what happened, so always great. So if anyone ever has an issue like that where they can't check in on time, something happens, let me know, and I message Suze, and they take care of it. So all good stuff. Well, awesome, Donna. Thanks for being part of this challenge. It was great having you.
Thank you,
And
Steve.
I'll see you at the balloon jam on Wednesday. Literally. I'm going to mute you. Awesome, everybody. This was amazing. And thank you guys all for sharing. As you can see, we're all have different things we're working on. We all contribute different things. And again, if you're watching this YouTube video for the first time, this will air on Monday at 11 o'clock East Coast time. Feel free to put a comment down below if this resonated with you or you could relate and or you'd like to join our complimentary next wellness challenge. We'd be happy, Quest. We'd be happy to have you on and or if you'd like to have a complimentary health survey done, please message me. I'd be happy to do that. And or if you had any situation happen to you with your wellness journey that you want to share, we want to hear about it. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. And for folks in the challenge, this will be up for a replay and or if you did not watch the challenge from this live one, then you can watch the replay. And again, don't forget to subscribe on the channel and also hit the notification button because I'm going to do different things in the in between and hoping that inspires you guys and us all as a unit to help each other to make better choices with our wellness journey. So with that said, everybody, you guys have a good night. Thanks for being here and thank you guys for watching. Take care.